is precious. But for some, life can't continue without the generosity of others.
Hello.
Without the blood and blood products, I wouldn't be alive.
It takes hope,
We just broke down into tears. We didn't really want to let each other go.
courage,
Oh my God, this is really happening for him. So you get really scared because, you know, they might not survive.
and the whole community.
They tell me I have saved the lives of 2.4 million babies.
People that donate blood, they're superheroes.
Feels good doing it, really.
I survived.
I can breathe.
It makes our job so rewarding that you can see what the blood and the blood products can do for someone.
I'm so grateful to be healthy that I squish as much as I can into every day.
We go behind the scenes with Australian Red Cross Lifeblood to share the heartwarming stories of giving life. And now, on Giving Life, an afternoon stroll changes two lives forever.
Libby!
I heard her yell and looked around and saw the snake, which was about 4 feet long.
The Lifeblood initiative that gives premature babies the best start.
Breast milk is really liquid gold. I believe that milk changed his life.
And a date night with a difference.
So I'm here with my husband today, and if we can be lucky enough to sit next to each other, great. If not, we'll talk to each other across the room.
Libby and Peter Marrick live near Albury, New South Wales. As retired professionals, they spend their days enjoying their rural property.
We've been married for many years. He used to be an obstetrician and gynaecologist. I used to be a language, literacy and numeracy teacher for about 25 years, teaching adults to read and write, basically.
Every day here is a joy.
Nearly 4 years ago, we came home from a beautiful holiday and we decided that we'd go for a walk.
But the path Libby and Peter took on that routine walk 4 years ago changed their lives forever.
We were walking along a bitumen road, and I had the dog on the lead in my right hand, and I had Libby's hand in my left hand. She pulled a hand out to walk off the bitumen to look at a daisy.
And I started to walk towards it, and I literally took 2 steps, and I stood on a brown snake.
Libby!
I heard
Libby,
her
Libby, Libby.
yell and saw the snake, which was about 4 feet long. Of course, the first thing you do is immobilise the patient.
Peter grabbed me and sat me down and tried to do something with my ankle that was bitten.
Took off my hat, my belt, made a pressure dressing, jumped over a fence of the house on the other side of the road.
I'll get the car.
And a young man came out and he said he'd take her to Wodonga Emergency.
Yeah. There you go.
I had no phone, but the next person stopped and said, "Can we help?" And I said, "Yes, give me your phone." So I rang Wodonga Hospital Emergency and said, "It's Dr. Marrick here. My wife, Elizabeth Marrick, has been bitten by a brown snake on her left ankle. I've got a pressure dressing on. Could you please see her when she arrives?" And a young man burnt rubber. He got to the hospital in 10 minutes, but unfortunately, by the time he arrived, she was unconscious.
For parents of premature babies who start life in the neonatal intensive care unit, or NICU, it can be a tough journey.
A bit tired, are we?
I was at my parents' place for Father's Day lunch. I was having really bad stomach pains that were quite high. We arrived with no hospital bag, thinking that it was just an inflamed uterus. 2 hours later, we had 2 babies.
The unexpected nature of them, being in there, seeing them with heart rate monitors and things beeping all over the place and things on their face. It's not really what you expect for your first children.
We had our beautiful baby William on the 1st of October.
Over at the Royal North Shore Hospital, baby William also began his life in the NICU.
He was born at 25 weeks, 2 days.
There is lots of challenges being in the NICU. It is an experience that I could never have ever imagined or come close to understanding.
Him coming so early was a shock, and then, you know, they rush you up to NICU, they put him in a little basket, everything's connected up to him, it's pretty intense.
Lifeblood runs a human breast milk donor program to help give premature babies in NICU a healthy start.
The patients who qualify for donor breast milk are babies born at less than 32 weeks gestation, 8 weeks early, or when they're less than 1,500 grams. These are so-called very low birth weight babies. It does get pasteurized for safety reasons to avoid infections through the donor breast milk, but a lot of the immunological content is preserved and helps those very tiny and fragile stomachs to tolerate the milk and to defend infections. These categories of babies are at highest risk for either infections or a disease that we call necrotizing enterocolitis, or NEC for short, which is a really nasty disease of the immature gut. It exclusively affects small babies, and we have very good data now to show that donor milk prevents this from happening.
Baby William was a recipient of donated breast milk. But like many NICU babies, there was a period when he was not doing so well.
He was struggling with his breathing, and that it looked like his lungs were not doing what they were meant to do. I got a phone call to say, you know, they tried everything that they can, and he didn't look to be responding, and there was nothing more they could do. We were told, you know, we're going to have to say goodbye to him. We just both cried and cried and cried.
Retired literacy teacher Libby Marrick's life is in the balance after being bitten by a brown snake.
At Wodonga Hospital, they asked me to wait and wait and wait.
My last words to Libby was, "You'll be all right, darling. They'll give you some antivenin and send you home in 4 hours." I didn't know how wrong I was.
Unfortunately for Libby, the antivenin wasn't working.
The snake bit her 4 times on the ankle. Of the 4 bites she got, 1 was directly into the vein, which meant she had a massive intravenous dose of poison, which caused massive shock, and she fitted and she was unconscious. So the people in emergency had this complete emergency where everybody would have to get involved.
After 2 hours of resuscitation, Libby is transported by high-level ambulance to the critical care unit in Albury Hospital.
Libby Marrick was the sickest person that I've ever cared for in my career that has had a snake bite. She needed her airways supported, so she was on life support. Her clotting had been destroyed with the venom from the snake. She needed a blood transfusion. She needed platelets, plasma. It was a very touch-and-go situation.
The venom goes into the blood and it consumes all her coagulation factors which are involved in stopping bleeding. The blood that comes from Lifeblood is critical to stop the bleeding. In Libby's case, she had such a big dose of venom and would have had very little left in the way of clotting factors.
She was like a haemophiliac for nearly 3 days. All her skin was black because she bled into the skin, and was fortunate she didn't bleed into her brain or to her lungs or to her kidneys, which would have been fatal. Because I've had 40 years of medicine dealing with emergencies, I felt excluded. But of course you can't assist your wife's care. But I was extremely anxious. It really was life and death.
Blood and blood products are used to treat a variety of conditions. For cancer patients, they are life-saving.
Blood is essential. In cancer, it's revolutionized what we can do in that surgeries just wouldn't be possible without blood. We frequently have to use blood. We try very hard not to, but it is an important part of our work.
Sydney accountant Lisa Black is about to find out just how important blood products are.
All through my life, I've had really good health. I was one of those people who never took sick days, really never had anything wrong with me. The only time that I'd ever really spent in hospital was when I had kids.
Right.
Thank you, darling. I had some vague symptoms, nothing really obvious, but I went to my doctor, my GP, and she did a full blood screen, and the blood tests showed some markers that were a bit high. So from there, I went to see a specialist, and we booked in a colonoscopy, and that's when they found the cancer. It was a bit, yeah, awful, I suppose. But yeah, we didn't expect anything bad, yeah. It was put to me that I could have a peritonectomy. So a peritonectomy is an operation where they do a big sort of cut right down your middle, right down the front, open you up, and any cancer that they can see sort of inside, they take it out. They cut it, burn it, scrape it, whatever, take organs out, do whatever to remove it.
So peritonectomy HIPEC is a big procedure. It means that we take out all of the disease in the abdomen that's there. And sometimes that's a great deal of disease and could take us 24 hours to do.
I mean, it's always scary because you don't know what they're going to find when they open you up. You just don't know, even though they think that it's something relatively small. You just don't know till they get in there what it's going to be like.
Feel a bit of pressure coming up his arm again.
And I can remember lying outside the theatre room and you just chatting with the anaesthetists, and then, you know, that's it.
Born 15 weeks premature, baby William spent his first few weeks in Royal North Shore Hospital, putting up the fight of his life.
He was on 100% oxygen, obviously, at the stage, and about midnight it dropped back to 95%. And I remember thinking, yes, we could see his need for oxygen dropping, and that feeling of please, please, please let this be the beginning of that trend that they keep talking about. And yeah, we just watched him slowly turn that corner.
Now out of danger, the focus turns to getting the young baby to put on weight. But William's early birth has taken its toll on Rebecca's milk supply. She's been offered Lifeblood donor milk.
To have breast milk is really liquid gold. I think it is anyway, but when they're this little, I believe that milk made all the difference for him, changed his life.
For Chloe, over at the Royal Hospital for Women, the pressure to feed 2 premature babies was intense.
I never wanted formula from the get-go, so the fact that they could have the donor breast milk, I think that was a good start to their life.
Over the years, it's been fantastic for me to see the improved outcomes for our babies, to see that they're more likely to go home safely with their families and grow up to be happy and healthy kids.
He is now in a big boy bed. He's come out of his humidity crib. He's like chunky. I think I even saw a fat roll, so that's good.
Lisa Black is in surgery at St George Hospital. Doctors are performing a peritonectomy to remove advanced cancer cells from the lining of her stomach.
Number 3, please.
And the peritonectomy team is expecting major blood loss.
The patient we've been operating on today has metastatic colon cancer, bowel cancer that spread to the peritoneum and to the liver. Oh, here's the lump. Although we try very hard to prevent blood loss during surgery is part of it.
Corset, please.
And bleeding is an issue.
The blood loss in a peritonectomy is often of a large volume because there's quite a large surface area that's exposed and cut and that is bleeding but slowly. So what we do is, when I start to pick up on the fact that they need blood, I will ask for a certain amount of units to be cross-matched, and I'll specify which type of blood products I need. We've essentially replaced one massive transfusion, one patient's blood volume. So her blood volume, essentially.
Lisa's operation is over. After a week recovering in ICU, she's given the all clear to go home.
It's great to be back home. It's wonderful. I feel better every day and a little bit more active every day. Pretty amazing, all those beautiful strangers out there donating blood that helps people that they don't even know. You know, it's a wonderful system we have here where people just selflessly donate blood just to help other people.
Retired teacher Libby is on life support at Albury Hospital after a snake injected its full dose of venom directly into her vein.
Libby was in ICU on a ventilator for the first 4 days, sedated. Her total body was black, bruising of every limb. Her clotting system was still not working, and that required lots of extra blood products every day. When she came off the ventilator and opened her eyes, she wasn't taking anything in, she wasn't responding to any commands, she couldn't respond even to squeeze my hand. The CAT scan in emergency showed she had 2 strokes where the brain died. One area was a speech area and the other in the back of the brain called the imbalance area. She was paralysed on the right side of her body and it looked as bad as it could be.
The result of the stroke rendered me unable to speak. I had what they call aphasia.
Her language was completely destroyed. She could understand what you're saying, but she couldn't respond. Basically, she had 3 words, and those 3 words were yes, no, and thank you. The situation was massively more severe than I even imagined, and to have her in intensive care for 12 days, she was then in a medical ward for another 2 weeks.
After a month at Albury Hospital, Libby was moved to the Wodonga Rehabilitation Centre.
Although she left our care, she still had a long journey to go with her health.
I questioned every day that she would get over this injury. I was never sure that she'd fully recover. It was the worst time of my life.
Lifeblood needs people to donate regularly. Ellie and Ryan Evans have come up with a novel way to make sure they keep their appointments.
So I'm here with my husband today. We've actually turned it into a bit of a regular date night. So we donate together, we book appointments 15 minutes apart, get in, and if we can be lucky enough to sit next to each other, great. If not, we'll talk to each other across the room.
I've already done my Spanish lessons for today,
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a really great atmosphere to walk into because you're always greeted with a smile. It's a very easy process.
Thank you.
You get a lime milkshake, and everyone's really lovely and welcoming. It's really fun.
I roped Ryan into it when a good friend of mine and colleague of mine was receiving regular blood transfusions as part of a cancer treatment of hers. And I said, good, okay, that's given me the boot up the bum that I needed to get back into regular donating. And I figure if I roped Ryan in along with me, then we'd get ahead of the game.
Cool, thank you.
And we've encouraged so many friends to come along with us. And they say, what's that like? I've always thought about donating blood. And I was like, we'll get them down. For some reason, there's just this blockage in people's minds that they just can't get over that first hurdle. But then they do, and they say, there's no big fuss. Come on down, and they have fun.
For Ellie and Ryan, it's quality time that can mean quality of life for someone in need.
See you guys.
So if you're thinking about donating, just go and do it. And take someone with you.
Snakebite victim Libby is at Wodonga Rehabilitation Centre after a stroke left her unable to walk or speak.
In rehab in Wodonga, they start from scratch. The first thing they asked me was to write a list of the names of the family. because she didn't know my name. She didn't know her daughter's name. So you had to read the list to her.
Peter is your husband.
She started to learn single words, started to learn the alphabet again, colours, how to make a cup of tea, how to make breakfast, how to make a piece of toast.
I had to learn everything, had to learn all my language and everything about life. The interesting thing, I taught language for many, many years, and I'm relearning that. There's lots of times I think of a word and I just cannot remember it. It's frustrating.
It's good work today. Good work, Libby.
The turning point was when I was phoned by the nursing staff to say that Libby wanted her makeup and her hairbrush, and I went, yes, she's going to be fine. It's a girl thing.
Peter took me one afternoon to my house for the first time, and I looked at this place and I thought, this is a bit familiar. Because of the people that have given bloods and plasma, and all the nurses and all the doctors, my golly, I think I'm just so, so lucky, and I appreciate all of that.
4 years on, I think we can say she's well and truly back. She's telling me what to do. She's a very independent person. And last year she was invited to speak at the annual Aphasia conference in Queensland. And she spoke for 40 minutes.
This is the most exciting year. This year, for the first time, I read the first normal book. Yeah!
Life for us now is wonderful.
Next time on Giving Life, a young mom gets a life-saving transfusion.
Without blood donors, I would not be here.
A Melbourne man receives the ultimate gift.
The very best birthday present I think I've ever had is a new lung.
Come on. And a special group of survivors giving back.
In Bike Club, the first rule of Bike Club is you talk about Bike Club.